My name is Sandy Warshaw. I am about to be 82 years old, and I'm a native-born New Yorker. Even though I wasn't in the Holocaust, I think I have a somewhat important Jewish journey. When I was 78, I decided I had to find God before I became 80. So I went to the rabbi and sort of looked for it. I still haven't completely found a definition of God that I can live with. But West End Synagogue is out Reconstructionist synagogue, and it has a Reconstructionist philosophy, and we're taught the Reconstructionist philosophy. And so among that, part of that is a God who it's not a personal God, it's not a man with a white beard, it's not even somebody you pray to for personal help. It's a force in the universe, and I could identify with that. I began to develop a comfort with going to Shabbat services every week. And in Reconstructionists, they start with belonging, which is belonging in community and relating to community in a very big way, and then behaving, and a real stress on how you behave in an ethical kind of way. It was a kind of Judaism that I felt comfortable with. And I'm not quite sure how I completely identify a spiritual quest, except to say that it certainly is much more in my life than Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Passover, and Hanukkah. But there's a part of me that connects a little bit differently to something that's bigger than both of us. Michelle Obama came to town, and she was interviewed on television. And she introduced she said, when the family is separated and they come to the dining table for the first time, they do roses and thorns. What are the roses and thorns in our time since we've been away, roses and thorns in your life? And I said, what a good way to start conversation. It doesn't have to be roses and thorns of growing older, but it has evolved into roses and thorns of growing older. And it's a way to start the discussion in the groups of older people that I facilitate. And if you're coming for the first time, you've got your whole life to go back to. But basically, in the week that we've been away, what are the roses and thorns that have been in your life? And so it comes from Michelle Obama, but the path that it's taken is mine. The goal of Roses and Thorns is to help people help each other in solving some of the things that happen as you're growing older. We've done a lot of work with having to give up your independence and going from walking to a cane to a walker to a wheelchair, and what that means and the things that we can no longer do. Not only do people have a chance to say what it is that's going on with them in relation to grief, but the other people in the room have a chance to think about what they're giving up besides people, and to think about how their lives are impacted by each other. There are rules of the game. You can't interrupt anybody. You have to speak from your own experience. So you may be grieving in a particular way, and I may be grieving in another way, but it's my way and your way. And we celebrate the roses as much as we deal with the thorns. Because we live in a world that's ageist, all right, where people growing older are not listened to and aren't respected. That's a part of it. And where the visions of growing older are very negative. And I always say, children play house. Did you ever know a child who played grandmother? But there are all kinds of negative things that are presented about growing old. And my goal is to help people to deal with those negative aspects and to help them see I see growing old as an adventure, and to help them see it as something positive and a time of growth. Personal growth, it can be spiritual growth, that neither group do we deal with religion. A time when they can take a look at those negative things and say, I'm not going to be held to them. That's not who I am. Let me find out who I am, and let me live more comfortably with who I am.